Morning's live. I'd like to go over a quick overview of what is transpiring so far this early Sunday morning. You will start to notice, slowly but surely here, the amount of people that find interest in XRP and in cryptocurrency will start teetering as the days go on. As we don't have these very volatile days to the up direction, the more times you see red, the less interest you're going to get by retail investors. Now, one thing that's becoming very obvious over the past several weeks, besides YouTube just utterly its product getting worse and worse every single day trying to stream, as you can see. But as far as the leverage trading goes, and for the poor traders, as I like to call ours, when you get into retail, when you have less of money than the whales and things like that, the whales are going spot. The poorer people that don't have as many funds are going leverage. It's simple economics. They have the leverage trading for the ones, and it's specifically targeted to, hey, you might not have as much money, but you can do a 20x trade and have the same value trade as somebody who's a millionaire, right? The only difference is that millionaires not losing their entire holdings every single time the price comes down too far or goes up too far, depending on if you're a long or short trader. That is the big tell that we don't see. But it is becoming very apparent what is going on here the last several weeks. The liquidations from long to short to long to short. When I show you the liquidation of the entirety of crypto over the last several days, think about all that money that is being lost out on retail. It's the sole reason I stopped copy trading, even though we were doing spectacularly when we were doing it. Too many people are thinking it's easy money, and it's not. If you can't learn to fish on your own, how are you going to be able to buy and sell if you're just trying to find and follow somebody else? It doesn't work that way, especially in the time of leverage. It's right now it's becoming very apparent what the key plan is here. Do you know the last couple of days Coinbase? So if you're on Coinbase and you're supporting this, I mean, this is up to you how you want to spend your own money. But me personally, watching Coinbase selling out millions of dollars upon millions of dollars day after day out of Bitcoin the last like 3 to 4 days, mind-boggling. Maybe the last week now. Coinbase doesn't need to be selling off Bitcoin right now. But Coinbase, because they have a unique USDT model in the BUSD, the Binance token, they can artificially print money, buy into Bitcoin with these fake tokens, and then sell out of it to pocket it into their own money, into their own pockets. That's shady as hell. So like Binance, Coinbase, I'll never support them as far as I can watch them because they do the same practices all the time. They have these trash tokens, they print trash amount of dollars, and then they sell it off to the unsuspecting retail every single time. And conveniently, the last 3 Christmases, Coinbase has done the same thing. They've rallied the market, and then right before Christmas, they completely offload everything. So like what I'm seeing from a personal understanding and a fundamental understanding of how leverage works and the way that trading works as far as crypto, this is an assault on the poorer people. There's no doubt about it. And who do they target leverage trading to? If you've only got a few $100, why not leverage trade and get every single token you want? Just put $100 here and you can have 10,000 tokens there by putting 50, 100x. It doesn't work. It doesn't work over time. So I'm going to show you some compelling things that still will show you why the market hasn't completely broken down. The fact that XRP is still on a pennant flag. When much of crypto has given back much of their gains, XRP is well above. Some of the cryptos are only up 40, 50%. Now, there's a few that are still surging. Zill's barely up. It went from 1.5 to 2, just under 2.1 now at the start of this rally. VeChain's still doing okay. HBAR's doing great. XLM's doing great. XRP's doing great. DGB is still doing great because it moved up from 0.048. So, I mean, it's still a couple 100%. But it's not where you would expect to see some of these cryptos. But remember what we talked about yesterday with Bitcoin, the CME gap. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange, we had a CME gap at 96,200. When it was at 98,000 yesterday, I said, get ready for 96,200 or worse because that's where the gap is. So now on Monday morning, the theory is we're going to have to open somewhere around 96,200. So this drag up and down, left and right's a big show for all of retail. It's a big show for anybody who doesn't understand this. It really, really is. It really, really is. And like, I see a lot of comments saying, oh, it's only a small. I'm not talking fear-based. I'm talking fact. Fact. So if you want to know the truth, you're going to listen to this for the next 45 minutes. If you don't want to know the truth and you just want to be fluffed over, given all the bullshit, you can go somewhere else because, in my opinion, I need to use my time the best way possible to tell you the truth of the market. So we're going to go over everything that we don't normally go over. And we're going to talk about all of this because what's happening right now is simply staggering. My portfolio has never been bigger, which is ironic because of how red it's been the last couple of days. But just some strategic moves has helped offset a lot of this. And it's been pretty astounding the way these opportunities come and go so quickly. This is exactly why I have not been able to advise anybody to buy XRP at these levels. I have not been able to advise anybody to buy crypto, at least over, once the rally got so high, it's like you can't just start buying it. We got a triple rejection on Ethereum at 4,000, which was very bearish. We knew it. Once that happened, it was bad. Now we've got this, almost like we've got a rising broadening wedge that's very bearish. Let's just be honest. A rising broadening wedge is not bullish. If this were to come down. Am I not excited for the future? Don't look at this in dumb man's terms, ladies and gentlemen. Like, because I'm trying to be truthful with you, I'm very excited about the future. Have I not been doing this for 4 freaking years straight without a day off? So obviously I'm excited about what the future has to bring. I'm excited about HBAR. I've been talking about the government contracts and all this shit for years. That's why we bought in at 4 cents. Just because I'm talking the truth doesn't mean I'm not excited. Let's get ourselves off of that bullshit before we even start. No offense to everybody, but let's just stop that nonsense. If you don't want to know the truth, I can sugarcoat it for you and tell you all the bullshit you want to hear. But if you want to be out ahead in the market, you might want to know the truth. That's just my own forte. So good morning. 10:09 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, December 22nd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So let's 100% talk about this. Let's talk about one thing, fact. Some people asked me yesterday, did Trump buy XRP? And I said no. But that doesn't mean he doesn't own it. We just didn't know how. We do now. Who shared this? I think it was John Deaton. Oh, we're going to go over lots of facts here. And then we're going to get into the charts, but we're going to go over lots of facts. So we're going to ask ourselves a question. I don't remember if it was Deaton or if it was James K. Phelan. It might have been Phelan. But you got all these. It might have been James. I don't know. I'm going to have to look now because I can't remember who it was. And if I can't find it, I won't talk about it right now. Nope, he hasn't shared it either. So who the hell did I see this from? I'm invested on speculation. It's my condition. Hey, if you want to invest on speculation, all the power to you, but you're going to lose over time. I'd rather invest on fact, not fiction. But that, to each their own. To each their own. Let's see. I want to say it was John Deaton. Maybe it was a Senate account. I don't know. I don't know. Remember who shared it. Damn it. I had it up. I should have took a screenshot of it. But it was overnight and I was tired. Oh, that sucks. That's all right. Whatever. I'll look at it later. I'll look at it later and then I'll bring it to everybody. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it right now. I got so much stuff I want to talk about. I'll find it later. I'll find it later. It's fine. I'll just go back later and start to debrief myself. So, obviously the rising broadening wedge is not a good sign if it breaks down. I don't think that's just specific for Bitcoin or for Ethereum, because we have a rising broadening wedge here as well. We talked about the broadening wedge that was possibly playing out across Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it being a rising broadening wedge, they are not bullish continuations. These are bearish consolidations. Oh, nobody should be ticked off by Flare. I've told you the scam of Flare over and over and over. If they're going to keep artificially giving you free tokens, the price can't go up. It'll have artificial run up, but every single time it comes down, it's going to be lower. So enjoy the 400 or 500% rallies, but then you got to sell them because it's going to be lower than when it started. Anytime somebody gives you something for free, the price is going to go down. They're artificially inflating the supply. You don't want that. At least when Ripple does it with XRP, they do it monthly, so you know when it's coming. This is just all eternity. They just keep giving you free Flare. So anybody trying to get rich off of Flare, you're in the wrong spot. No offense. But yeah, this rising broadening wedge, I do not like at all. At all. We talked about how we needed to get back into this channel just to feel better yesterday, and we couldn't. Now we need to hold 92,300, which is not looking great right now. We have a death cross confirmed in the 3-hourly. 4-hourly, we're approaching the death cross. I mean, Doge should be at 0.0000, but with Elon Musk, it's not a scam because he's using it as a form of currency. So you can't say something's a scam if it has utility. Whether you hate Doge or love it, because of Elon, it has utility. Because of the Dallas Mavericks, it has utility. Because of a lot of different areas, it has utility in currency. I am sorry, but XRP chart is so easy to make money. Who said it's not easy to make money? The hell does that matter? Like, you know how many comments I get from you guys when I'm trying to tell you the truth about this, and then you're telling me it's easy to do this, easy to do that? Based on what? I didn't realize we were all expert chart readers and could predict the market before it even happened. I really didn't. You know, I'm starting to get a little annoyed not annoyed, but I'm starting to understand, like, the common logic of why we all lose money. I really am. I really am. Someone tries to give you free advice who has a lot more experience than probably 99% of you who are watching, who do this for a living. And when I tell you I'm concerned, open your ears. And I'm going to tell you every reason why you can still be optimistic, but open your ears at least and be aware of this. Based on your advice, how am I making more profits? Absolutely, everybody should. Everybody should. And consult, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying because the charts are very, very simplistic these days to read. You're absolutely correct. Like those rising bearish or rising broadening wedges, that's not easy to or hard to see. Nobody wants to acknowledge it, but those aren't bullish, especially if they break down. So look at this. So dip buying interest has just reached an 8-month high, and this was about a day and a half ago. Reached an 8-month high across crypto social media channels. Highest social dominance about buying crypto's dip since April 12, 2024. Look at that big wick up on the dip. So the whales have a different view of this as we do. So then you look at this, and this is the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance faced a rejection here at least. So, I mean, the market cap, I mean, but then when you look at it a little bit more, it fell out. And then when it came back up, it had to break back through this area, and it's having a hard time here. We're just having a very hard time. So, and this is the USDT dominance. So like USDT dominance is falling. Bitcoin dominance is starting to tank. So does this mean that we're starting to kind of flip here a little bit? That's what I'm saying. No matter how bearish it looks on the charts, you have to look at other factors as well. We haven't even got into the XRP chart yet by design this morning. By design, because I have something I want to talk about. Because I've been talking about it, but I'm going to continue to preach it. The complete cryptocurrency facade and leverage, which is all you start to hear about, these up-down options, leverage trading, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. You hardly ever hear about spot trading anymore. But then you start to understand why. Just on these exchanges today, this candle hasn't closed yet. Binance, OKX, Bybit, HTX, BitMEX, CoinX, BitFinex. That's $153 million liquidated on that one candle. You go to yesterday's candle at the complete closer, 339 million. You go to the day before, 880 million. You go to the day before, $1 billion. You go to the day before, now 70 million. You're talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars being liquidated across what, Bitcoin, crypto? And look at the difference in the price. You're literally gone from, on Bitcoin, 100,000 here. It's a $5,000 loss. That's 5% on Bitcoin. Bitcoin lost 5%, yet we're dealing with $3 billion in liquidations in just a few days. Now, do you want to lose all that money? Or would you rather be down 5% in a daily term and be able to invest more if you want, or take out the 95% you still have? That's the question everybody should ask themselves. If you are tempted by leverage, and there's a 100% reason I stopped promoting it and stopped doing it as a whole. I don't do it anymore. Even for my community, even when we're up 300, because it was sending the wrong message. It's a lot easier to make a lot of percentage gains when you're in a bull run or a bear drop. But when you get into the volatile moments, that's when everybody chops. You can't chop. Go look at the guru if you want to know what it's like to chop. He sold everything in his spot. And then as it was dropping, he was up to 1.2 million in this account, 1.25. He sold everything in a beautiful spot, his spot stuff, except for a couple, which didn't hurt him much, a couple $1,000s. But he went on as the drops were happening at 99, 97, 102 from 108. And he started buying like different leverage positions. He lost 270,000 in 2 days. His account is still down 270,000 in the last 48 hours, even with the recovery it had from 92. Because we're trying to chase on leverage. If you're selling out spot, why the hell would you buy leverage? That doesn't even make sense. If you have the wherewithal to know that crypto is going to crash, why would you buy longs and leverage? You're going to lose more money than you would have in your spot positions. That's what I don't understand. And it happens all the time in my comments. People are saying, I sold my spot, but I'm going to start buying leverage. Why? You might as well just stay with the spot. You're going to lose less. And you don't have to pay the taxes until you sell it. Like, we're ass backwards. We are ass backwards. Even now, look at the percentage of liquidation. Like, look at how many people don't care. Don't care. Hell, be damned our portfolios. Be damned what we built in spot because we want to make some cheap money. Liquidations in the last 24 hours on XRP, 24 million. Just on Bybit, OKX, Binance, Huobi, BitMEX, and BitFinex. This is only 5 exchanges. And you've had 19 million in long, 5 million in short. Might as well just give it back to the makers. Too much greed, folks. Too much greed. Too much greed. Funding rates are turning negative across. Oh, now they're back to positive. They were turning negative. So now you got to continue to pay to keep your position open, which is a pain in the ass. Open interest right now is down 4.4%. 1.9 billion, up 5. But look at this. Up 5.4% in the futures market. Makes 0 sense. Why would you have more? So 4.4% of less people are buying spot with open interest. But the open interest on futures has grown by 5.4%. You can't make this stuff up. So the more volatile it gets, you're going to take out more volatile positions. It doesn't even make sense. Why would you take out a more volatile position when it's going up and down, left and right to where most people can't function? So we're going to take out leverage instead of a spot position. It doesn't even make sense to me. Then we talk about the crypto fear and greed. Like, there's no reason it should still be this high. The greed is out of control. The fact it's still in greed when Bitcoin's put in a rising, broadening wedge, and we broke down about 13,000 so far from the top, it's astounding. There's more confidence in the market now than when Bitcoin was at 30,000. There's more confidence in XRP now than when it was at fucking 38 cents to buy it. It doesn't make any sense. It does not. This whole world's upside down. And it's making it very difficult for me to be like, oh, you know, people are going to be smart enough to see through this. I don't think so. And nothing is by accident. This is all by design. So, like, you think it's by accident that for the 3rd year in a row we're about to get slaughtered around Christmas? No. You think for the 3rd year in a row, right when January 1st hits, we're going to probably rise into February? You think that's by... No, it's not. I don't even know why people would sell at the end of 24. Now you've taken the tax implications that you have to pay in 3 months instead of selling in January when you could just wait until 26, a whole year later. You know, some people are harvesting. They're tax harvesting right now, and there's no doubt about that. But you're not supposed to tax harvest gains. You're supposed to tax harvest the losses so that you can make it less of a balance for your tax season. The people who are tax harvesting by selling right now and giving themselves unnecessary realized gains, when technically we're not even through our cycle, is interesting. Or that we haven't even got the confirmation of a breakdown. Like, XRP still in a pennant flag. This is the thing that's astounding to me. Why are we wasting so much money in leverage, especially when you see a chart like this? Just take your chances in spot if you want to take a chance. Don't get caught up in that leverage garbage, because that's where a lot of people lose all of their savings. You've seen it millions and millions and millions and countless times. Oh, we very well could dump hard. I've been talking about this. We absolutely could dump hard. Just because I show the bullish and bearish. Rising broadening wedge across Bitcoin and Ethereum. What does that mean? Bearish. Just because we're showing a pennant flag right now doesn't mean it's going to break out with the way the market conditions are. It depends. It depends what your exchange is willing to do. Because some of that doesn't work. If you sell at $2.90, or you buy at $2.90, sell at $2 just to buy back at $2.05, a lot of them now, they put implementations in the USA to where you can't even write that off as a straight loss anymore. It'll be an overall trade when it's done. So, you bailed out? Yeah, some people are going to bail out, ladies and gentlemen. If we break this down for XRP, let this sink in. If this breaks down, we go back to 97 cents as the technical target. Yeah, it's great to see 359 as the target to the top side. Right now, though, Bitcoin's on a rising broadening wedge. Ethereum, the key maker of a alt season, is in a rising broadening wedge. I don't want to come on here and say we're in a rising broadening wedge, but I've had it out here for 2 days. It doesn't seem anybody's picking up on that fact. This is the day I just have to be more bold, and I'm okay with it. It's the same reason for the last 3 days I told everybody to stop sending donations. Not because I'm not internally grateful, not because it doesn't make me feel good when I get somebody paying for my work, not because it doesn't make things a little bit easier. It's because right now is not the time to send a donation, period. Because if we're dropping, don't you want to have that money in your pocket so that you can buy the dip if you actually find a spot? Just stop, everybody, with the H-bar stuff, please. H-bar $1 by the end of the year. Come on now. Why do we have to lie to ourselves? It's impossible. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not possible. But stop that, please. You guys put out these unrealistic expectations. You realize the New Year's in 9 freaking days. H-bar ain't doing a 500% in 9 days. And the problem with what I do is when I talk like this, most people unsubscribe. They leave. They don't come back because I'm not talking the bullshit. I'm not talking the bullish power. Right now, we're not supposed to. I talked bullish power the whole way up until it was unnecessary. It's not that we've broken down, and this is what I'm trying to make clear. Until you break down those patterns, very bullish though. Yes, it's a very bearish consolidation, and you should probably do it like this. I don't know why I had it the other way. Probably from before it actually made the second hit. But these rising broadening wedges are not bullish continuations at all. Remember how we seen broadening wedges on the way up? These are rising broadening wedges. So if they break down, you have to continue consolidating. But if you read between the lines for Ethereum, it should come down to 2,000. I'm just saying this, guys. Don't get mad at the messenger. Please don't get mad at the messenger. And please, if you guys decide to leave before Christmas and leave the community, that's fine. I had to come to a heart-to-heart with myself yesterday and say, you know, I know what kind of live I have to do in the morning, but do I want to do it? And I want to do it. I'm okay with being the dick. Technically speaking, if this is a inverse head and shoulders, we've got a long ways to go to come down to support. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. We've got to come down to 2,000. And this doesn't mean it broke down. This just means right now we have an inverse left shoulder, possibly right here, to a head. And then to come back down to make this formation on the right shoulder, we got to come. That's why I feel like, are we going to have a Christmas pump, or are they going to trick us on Christmas? And then it's going to end up doing what it needs to do towards the new year, because I don't think we're done yet at all. Like I said the last couple days, I reserve the right to change my mind when this breaks down. But as of right now, I am not looking at this any way other than factual. IQ, thank you so much for the $2.79 donation, William. I appreciate that. He said, I couldn't resist. Hey, no problem. Like I said, I don't mind when people send donations. I just want to make sure you guys understand spots where, hey, maybe it's a little better to send a donation when we're up and rising like we did the last several months. Last 7 weeks. But when it's in these consolidatory times, that is something where I always feel like, hey, we could send a donation, but if you send $20, couldn't you just put that $20 in your portfolio? And then if it drops by about 10, 15%, maybe you could just appreciate that money. And then if you want to send it, you could just send it off the profits. That's how I look at it. But look at this. Let me just be clear. If this comes down and creates this inverse right arm, even at 2,868, that's a 12.6% drop in Ethereum. Are we going to say we didn't see it coming? You guys all know what I'm doing on BITUNIX and the copy trading. I put a spot trade on Ethereum Classic, and it's going to sit there until all eternity so people aren't tempted to copy trade. Unless you want to sit in a spot position for all eternity, have at it. But too many people are taking too many liberties with my information and trying to go outside of themselves. When I say I'm doing $100 trades and people are making them in the $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 trades, not what I was planning on doing it for. Sure, you made a lot of money in the beginning, but what happens when we lose 12, 15, 20% on a trade? Now, instead of losing $20, you lose $2,000. That's not what I'm here for. If you want to make that kind of money, you can do it on your own. If you learn from my teachings and you want to do it, but you're certainly not supposed to be here to steal from the fisherman. You're not supposed to steal from the teacher. You're supposed to follow the teacher's directions, not go outside of it to try to make easy and cheap money. That's not how it works. That's not what I was trying to do, and for that reason, I disbanded it. If you guys want to know the real way of trading, you got to learn it. I'm trying to teach everybody how to trade, but if it's getting rather difficult because so many people are short-sighted, but I love this so much that every single day I present myself a new challenge, and this year in 24 is going to be the biggest, or 25, the single biggest challenge I'm going to have on YouTube because of this artificial run we made at the end of 24. We can call it for what it is. It should have waited until 25 in my estimations. It happened like 2 months early. Nothing wrong with it. It's just now we're going through this process as if it's in like warp speed. This isn't your traditional market. We're not going through it. So look at this. We got that triple rejection, right? And we were excited when it got over 4,000, but rejected, rejected, rejected. That's a triple top if it plays out. But it also created a large inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but it's going to have to come down to like the 2,800 area to validate this. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. Don't you want to be out ahead? I want to be out ahead. I don't want to just sit here and not know what's coming. With XRP, like we've talked about, the pennant flag, it does have like this inverse setting, but we got a bearish candle in the daily from yesterday. That's a gravestone. That doesn't feel good. The pennant flag looks nice, but we have to ask ourselves if this is just an artificial setup. We don't know, because couldn't you take a pennant flag out of account if it comes down like this and now all of a sudden you have like a falling channel? So I don't know if it's going to keep playing out like this. The evidence in front of us suggests it's a pennant flag. XRP's holding up rather well compared to most of crypto and the altcoins. And like, oh, I'm not showing Ethereum so that you can buy it so that you can make a bunch of money. I'm showing Ethereum because it controls the alt season. Everybody has their own opinion, but like I know from past history of future expectations, the Bitcoin dominance has to drop as Ethereum breaks over. In this case, 4,080. Didn't happen. So with Ethereum doing what it did, it's telling us that we were too early for an alt season. I mean, in a traditional sense, for XRP to be up here, you'd be like, well, Tom, you're out of your freaking mind. Of course it's alt season. But the key factor is that a line of alt hasn't happened. So like this is nothing but this is not a typical, like I've been saying, this is not a typical bull run. This is something different. And I think it has to do with the pure amount of volume that's going to end up coming in when they flip this digital. So I feel like, I mean, I can sit here so comfortable because I bought XRP at 35 cents and now it's at 221. Like I haven't felt one bit of remorse right now in the charts. Like, yeah, the only thing that I'm feeling like remorseful about in a way is how many people are getting wrecked in leverage. Like that's just, it's mind-boggling. It's like going to the casino, dropping it down on the table and leaving. When you could at least make a roll of the dice and give yourself a chance, but instead you plop it down and then you just walk away without even having that 10%. I didn't realize we were all so well off. I didn't know my audience was so rich to where we could just throw easy money away. That's why I don't do it. I'm not a millionaire yet. I will be one day, but I'm not yet. I'm a six-figure heir now from what I've done here, but I'm not a millionaire. I wouldn't even say I'm a six-figure heir because my house isn't completely fixed up. So, and this portfolio could dump tomorrow. But I've already successfully gotten, what, 30,000 in profits while still having a portfolio of six. I mean, you got to figure out how to do it in the right way. Warren Buffett always said, if you buy an asset and it gets up at least 200%, you're an idiot for not, well, he didn't say idiot, but you are unwise to not sell out your initial holdings. And that means your initial investment. So if I bought in for 3,500, my stock is up to 10, 12,000. I sell out the 3,500 and I put it into a new investment when the time is right. While riding on the house's dime. My entire crypto portfolio is on the house's dime. The entire damn thing. So when I sit here and I'm like, all right, I'm cutting into my own profits, but I've already taken back everything and then some by triple. Like, I can't make that up. You know, I haven't sold out my XRP, but I sold out 3,800 XRP. Tom, how is that possible? Well, because at 38 cents, I bought that 3,800 more so that I could sell out when it got to an appropriate price and get all of my holdings back from my over 10,000 tokens and some, and what I paid for the 3,800. So I could sit here and not worry. This is what I was preaching when we were lower. There's ways to be creative, and people are like, oh my God, Tom sold his XRP. I sold my swing bag, not what's on my XRP wallet. You see, there's the difference. And I've been no different with XLM. I didn't sell my 10,000, but I sold enough to where I made a shitload of money off of it when it went up fucking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9x. I haven't sold any DGB because it hasn't warranted it. Haven't sold any ZIL, haven't sold any VeChain. Haven't sold any HBAR because it's not where I want it to go. Certain things, when they hit those zones, they do what I need it to do. And this isn't to brag, and this isn't to say it's easy, because it's not. Because if it was easy, I would just sell my whole bag right now and take the money and run. But then you got to take taxes, and then you got to account for the fact the bull season hasn't even hit its technical targets. Like Bitcoin has still not hit 122,000. XRP has still not even come close to that $5.49 out of the descending wedge. XRP H-bar is one big distraction. Tiff, what's the distraction? No swing bags here. That's not a friggin' swing bag what I'm talking about. You guys are misinterpreting. Those were tokens I didn't plan on buying that I bought over the top so I could sell it for profit. So I wouldn't have to touch my bag. There's no swing trading here. I wasn't even worried about selling it for years if it never had. This isn't swing trading. Swing trading is buying to sell, to buy back lower, to increase your shares, to buy back again, to increase your shares when it gets lower. That's what buying is. That's what swing trading is. That's what I do on B2 Gold. What I'm talking about is not swing trading. It's a way of investing to further invest. Chill, I'm saying what I'm doing. I'm saying I'm not swing trading. That's all I was saying. I didn't say you said it, Ring Thing. There's how many? There is 318 people in here saying different things at the same time. So I apologize if you think I'm spouting off at you, but I'm not. You're actually one of the ones who say a lot in here that I like. So anyhow, that is my gripe this morning. So now we can get off of the, hey, I want to be this blunt person, because I don't like being like that. But this is just what I thought was important to discuss in the market today. So let's take a breath. Let me go grab my water. And then we're going to do this from a more mild-tempered in a way to where we can see what's our best opportunity, what do we have to watch for, and where are we going towards Christmas. Okay. I cannot do a relaxation. I have the stepkids here, so I cannot. I cannot. If I could, I would, but I cannot. So, now that we took a breath, now that we took a sip of water, let the mocking start of me, that's okay. So, XRP right now, what do we watch for? Very simple. If you want this to take the bullish route, and this is just, you can put this on your chart. I'll even put this, I'll put the price labels down. We need XRP to stay above $1. It could be $1.97, $1.98. We need it to stay above so we don't create and have the opportunity to create a lower low. The moment we put a lower low in, it's over. A lower low signifies a reversal in the pattern structure. We do not want a lower low. I'm just saying, we have higher lows right now and lower highs, which is good. These are bullish consolidations when they're like this. But if it breaks down, now you have to start flipping your own mindset saying, uh-oh, that's a lower low, and that's the first start of a bearish reversal. The one thing I see that's a little bit disheartening right now in the daily is the fact that yesterday it closed on a gravestone, and today it's done nothing. And we've only got 8 hours left in this weekly candle. Wales, Josie Wales, thank you for not only being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP predictor, but also a $4.99 donation. Says, in Tom we trust. Oh, by no means have I flipped bearish yet. By no means am I bearish, folks. This is just me being 100% open and honest with everybody about, you know, when you have to turn the senses up in case something goes horribly wrong. That's where we're at right now. Remember what I said, we would all get a chance, even you, to sell around $2, even if it goes the horse's way, which I'm not really looking to sell, so we'll see what happens. Like Julie came on yesterday. I said, Julie, am I going to sell my XRP? No, she said, because I'm looking for it to be tax exempt by the time I sell. But there's certain scenarios where I do sell over the top holdings because I want to invest into something more, something different. So if this falls out, you know, you could look at that big drop, but that's if it falls out. You know, it's the very big if. Because we've shown different things to start this, especially when I showed with Bitcoin. We have the highest social dominance about buying crypto's dip since April 12th of this year. And the last time that happened, we had quite the surge. So, I mean, that's a good sign that when it goes down, the bigger holders are looking to buy. And also, you and I are trying to buy. Now, we may not be buying at the right time because we didn't buy it in the bear market. But for retail that buys, there is not. Okay, so there's opportunity, right? So, yeah, you might not have bought in the bear market. But let's just say you were wise enough to buy when it hit $1.94 area. Can't say, yeah, let's just say $1.98 because no one's going to hit the exact bottom. Then you were able to successfully hit to resistance a 38% move. So it's one of those things. Buy support, sell resistance. Buy support, sell resistance. Buy support. So if you bought support at $1.95, you can't do anything yet until it goes to resistance at $2.60 or it falls out and then you have to sell because it broke the structure. But you have to get confirmation, so that's where it gets tricky. So if you bought spot, no problem. Hey, I put $1,000 in here, right? You put $1,000 in somewhere around $2, let's just say. It's at 221. Falls through, you lose 10%. Comes down 20%. Comes back up for confirmation. You're down 11.9%. Okay, I lost $110. I learned a lesson. I tried to buy a pennant flag. This is what can happen if it breaks down. Maybe I should have paid more attention to the fact that Bitcoin and Ethereum are on a rising, broadening wedge. And maybe I should have just looked a little deeper. No harm, no foul. I still got 88% of my portfolio. Let's continue. Compared to the, oh, let me 10x this market from $1.98. Then all of a sudden we get this quick drop and then it backtests, and I could have basically sold at the same price and lost a few dollars, but no, I got liquidated that entire $1,000. That's the difference in your agenda here. Do you want to be the guy who loses the whole $1,000? But if it drops to 98, is it not over? There's many ways to look at that. If this rotates all the way down to 98 cents, we'll go down to 92. I guarantee it. Because we have to take out the fair value gap at 92. There's no way it's going to come down to 98, not come to 92. So if it comes down to 92 or 98, probably going to have that bull market like I talked about in 2028. We're going to be sitting here together for the next 3 years doing nothing. It's a very distinct possibility if that route plays out. Just pay attention to the charts. If you're going to sell, you better make sure that this pennant flag doesn't play out. That doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't mean, no, everybody, I've been talking the same thing for the last 3 weeks. The moment it breaks these bullish consolidations, you have to start looking at something worse. Now, you have to wait for the confirmation. I've seen it many times on fake outs in bull markets on pennant flags like this, many times, where it'll do something like this, come down, rotate back up and create these V's, and then all of a sudden you got this weird inverse head and shoulders that starts where it didn't even look like it was a possibility, gets everybody to fear out at $1.66, right? Ironically, where I sold out in 21. And in this case, it's coming to it from a level of support instead of resistance. So that is what can happen. And then it just plays out anyhow. Then you come up to the technical target and people are like, oh my God. But I like to show both sides in case it does fall out. You don't just say, oh, Tom's on here saying we're in a pennant flag and the pennant flag target is $3 and what is that right now? $3.59. So I'm just going to buy it and think that there's no way it can go down. No, I actually do the opposite. I try to look at things and be like, you know, even if this is bullish and maybe we are trying to create an inverse pattern, what would I have to do as a market maker to manipulate that structure? Well, I can already say, hey, maybe we created a left shoulder for the inverse. And then if it has to create the head, maybe the right shoulder. So maybe, just maybe, we're ahead of this pattern and it's still got to come down. So that's the way that I always look at this. Because I can see the setup here for an inverse setup if it wants to do it. I still think it's much too small to end this bull market. I don't think it's a proper topping reversal yet. But I've been wrong before in my leaning one way or the other. But I'm openly involved with the pattern setup so I can see. So that's what I was thinking was going to happen. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been watching. So it would give the illusion that it would come down under $1, but then it would actually have this like inverse setup. So do you think us noobs are too late for alts? No, I mean, if we have a traditional alt season, I've been saying from the beginning that this is not a traditional bull market. This is almost acting like a super cycle, which means everything's going to rally at once, like with Bitcoin. A lot of people don't understand what a super cycle is. A super cycle just means, to me, it doesn't mean that it's going to exorbitantly move out more than it should. It's just it's going to run in a way that's not typical. And in most super cycles, the big boys run with the little boys at the same time. And then when it's over, it's just over. So when we're looking for that pending alt season, in technical terms, alt season would have happened with the actual bull season of Bitcoin. That's the fucked up part. So we got to be careful and don't just think it's breaking down all at once. I never thought we could get to $10 this cycle. I've been brutally honest with my audience. $5.49 is my cycle top if it plays true. Just in my own opinion. Because out of a 7-year descending wedge almost, when it gives me a technical target, I'm going to play off of it. Because then if it were to go to $5.49, I completely anticipated If it went to 549, it dropped back down to all-time highs around 360 to back test it. That was my personal expectations. So, but I believe we can get to $10 in time. I 100% do, just not in this cycle. I called $10 at 2028 to 2032 and people got mad, but I'm just being realistic. If 25 doesn't go as planned, and this is a bear market rally of all, a bear market rally, and yes, it looks like a bull market, but let's be honest, none of the altcoins are at their all-time highs. The only thing, and I mean the only thing that is at all-time highs is what? Bitcoin? That's not an alt season, and that's also not a bull market. It's a Bitcoin bull market. And yeah, XRP's in a bull market of sorts, but can you really call anything a bull market if it still never came back to all-time highs in 7 years? You would think the bull market would start officially when it breaks that all-time high. When XRP gets to $5.49, I'll make a very serious, honest interpretation of what I'm going to do. And you will all see it. But that is my estimation point of where I want to sell this cycle. In 2021, it was around $2 and I failed because I had FOMO. When I seen the setup, I knew $1.98 was the rejection. And when it started coming down, I could have sold it at $1.90, $1.80, $1.70. I didn't. I sold at $1.66 on the comeback up on a right shoulder and a fail. So I cost myself like 18%. I've said it many times. I cost myself 18% from the top. You know, this cycle's no different. I could have sold it at $2.90. I could have sold it at $2.50. I could sell it now. But I tend to wait until the cycle's over. So if I have to sell it at 35 or bought at 35 cents and I have to sell at $2, okay. So I didn't get $2.90, but I also didn't buy at $2.50. You see what I'm saying? But meaning we haven't even started yet. I mean, you can read between the lines. But I already had my predetermined targets before this cycle even started. I knew where the target was out of the descending wedge. I've had that target for years, for a long time. I don't want to say years, but it's been up there for a long time because we've had to move it down the line for exactly when it was going to break out because we have to wait for when it's going to break out until we get that kind of setting. And then when we broke out, it's been nothing short of spectacular. But the number one thing I hear right now is XRP's a shit coin. XRP's a shit coin. That's what we hear across the board. I mean, if it's a shit coin and it's done this, I mean, I'm very happy about it. Most shit coins that would have already come all the way back down to 30. Go look at, you guys want to know a true shit coin? That's what I told you from the beginning. Don't get caught up in it. That GOAT shit. That GOAT token was trash. I told you everybody's going to sell out of XRP, which a lot of people did in my community, to buy that pile of shit. Seen an artificial rise up, and now where's it at? Oh, 50 cents? 50 friggin' cents? Big deal. Big friggin' deal. 50 cents? This is what I'm talking about. So we get the facade of a pile of shit meme. Well, I call it a meme token, even though some people are saying, oh, it's on the XRP. Wow. It's trash. This doesn't, what's the point of owning the GOAT token? So I said from the beginning, a lot of people are going to artificially have more profits initially, but they're going to end up losing all their money. While we're sitting in a clean spot with XRP, and that's exactly what happened. A lot of people sold out when XRP was at 50 cents to buy GOAT at 48 cents. You can't make this up. Or at 35 cents. And then they watched it go all the way to $1.50 and they're still holding it right now. I just never understood the appeal. Sure, I could have made easy money, but that goes with any meme token. You can always say, well, here's the what if. So the dragon formation turned to be a delusional hope of a poor mindset. No, that's a poor comment with a uneducated mind to make a comment like that. With the dragon pattern, it was very clear that the first test was $2.71.4. And if it got rejected, it could have been a bearish opposition. The second step would have been coming to the dragon's head. So no, you can have the dragon pattern is not a bullish continuation or a bearish breakdown. It's a neutral continuation pattern, and you have to see how it plays out one way or the other. To make a comment like that just tells me that you don't want to understand crypto. That's a pathetic and embarrassing comment to make to somebody like me, but I appreciate your input. You wonder why more people don't do free content? Take a hard look in the mirror. Want to know why a lot of people hide behind paywalls? Look at the disrespect I receive on a daily basis for putting out facts. But I embrace it. I'm not looking for a pity party. I'm looking for people to get wiser. That's all I want. I can do this on my own every day, but I'd rather everybody actually have a chance. And we are in an ABC corrective wave. So right now we just finished the B wave. So in an ABC correction, A's down, B's up, C's the final drop. So expect a C wave. But I don't want to get into that because last time I got into the ABC correction, I took too long. Crypto analyst Trade Insides, who cares about him, but has recently, XRP crashed to $2, could have ended the bearish second wave. With that out of the way, the crypto analyst mentioned the factors that could drive the wave 3 impulse move to the upside. Now, we don't have to finish an ABC corrective wave of C still. Hopefully not. That's why I hope this pennant flag plays out. Then we don't have to worry about a further corrective. XRP price retest at $2 level could be the end of the second wave in the Elliot wave XRP's bullish cycle. With wave 2 likely done, wave 3 impulse. That's what I'm preferably wanting this to be, a wave 3 impulse instead of a C wave correction. But unfortunately, in an ABC correction, I've only seen an A and a B. I haven't seen the C wave. I could be wrong. Maybe it's not an ABC correction. Maybe it's just was a wave 2 drop to basically drop to the supply zone or the demand zone. Oh man, if it's a giant wave 3, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy. If it's a giant wave 3, we're easily going up past $4. Easy. Wave 3's impulsive move to the upside will take place anytime from now. The crypto analyst outlined 5 factors on which the bullish potential is based. And I want to read through this. First, the analyst cited the recent launch of Ripple's RLUSD as one of the... I wouldn't look at that. That could drive the wave 3 move for the XRP. That's already a false premise. The stablecoin launch has undoubtedly provided a bullish outlook for XRP, especially considering how its price surged following the RLUSD. Don't look at that. Now I kind of take away the wave 3. Now I think he's bullshitting us. Another factor that the crypto analyst list, another bullshit one. No. This isn't based on any fundamentals. See, this is just bullshit. I can't read any more of this. Sorry, but that's based on BS. So I could say that the lake's going to freeze over because it's 21 degrees out and it's going to unfreeze when it's 37. No shit. Of course, these can be the factors, but that's not what's going to overall push us. That's what brought us here right now, not what's going to push us more. We need more. ADA, I don't like ADA. I don't like Charles Hockinson, so that's the only reason I don't talk about it. I don't show the TA on it because I'm not giving it any promotion on my channel. Charles Hockinson had many, many years to stand out and show support for certain sectors of crypto, but instead he tried to take the cheap way out and, you know, pile on against Ripple until finally he came around years later and started to try to show support to the XRP community. You can't punch me in the face and then tickle my balls and make me think that you're kind to me. It's not happening. You know, that's just not how it works. So, I don't doubt it, Cornstar. I don't doubt it at all. But I mean, I know I went on I don't even think this was a rant. I just think this was a giant truth-telling event. The current move is a greater expansion from what happened 21st to 28th. November on 4-hour. Big moves take longer. If this is a consolidation before another big move. Oh, I know that, Brandon, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I could be FOMO on my part, but everything I'm seeing, especially on the XRP chart, it's still in a very bullish setup. And there's just something doesn't feel right about this just being the end of the cycle. It doesn't. I've used the word super cycle this whole time because it's not going to move traditionally in this market. And right now we're doing anything but move traditionally. I'm actually rather excited right now about this market. XRP Ripper Z, thank you so much for rejoining Tom's Army and being in for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bags. That is awesome. It's incredible. Especially on a day like today when I'm trying to be the truther. You won't get this side of me very often except when it's warranted. You know, because What ends up happening is, you know, for the last couple years, this community, we've been out on an island, right? We've been out on an island because when we thought it was the right time to buy, well, we knew it was the right time to buy in the bear market. We were being told from every other community that it was not the right time, that we were going down way farther, that everything was going to crash, that the Black Swan event, which can't even be a Black Swan because it's known. You guys realize a Black Swan is unknown. You're talking about a White Swan event. So if somebody I'm watching can't even get the right terminology, I'm going to shut it off right in the beginning. Like William said, the truth is good. When you speak the truth, you don't have to worry. That's the way I approach life. You know, I could come on here and be a salesman every single day. I get plenty of offers for sponsorships and all this other crap, but it's not me. If I didn't earn, I'm not earning that. That's just me stealing from my people. I'm not stealing from my people. Ryan Brubaker, thank you so much for the $20 donation. Says you're one of the real ones, Tom. Oh, I got to read the rest of that. You're one of the real ones, Tom. Keep up the good work. Much respect. I really appreciate that, Ryan. Seriously, that is awesome. No, most can't handle the truth. That is true. And Edgar, I'm happy you did too, because remember how many people have 50, 55 cents? Because I said I'm not going to buy it here. Didn't want to buy, but I said if I didn't own it, I would buy it here because it was that 50 cent area. That 50 cent or lower area or anywhere around there was a good buy. We talked about it then, and we'll talk about it, I'm sure, in the future at some point. Tom, what do you think of possible settlements for XRP? It's going to happen sooner rather than later. Make no mistake about it, Trump was brought in to tie digital in. The biggest skeptic in 2016 when he got elected is the biggest component and the biggest brother into crypto now. That just means the agenda's changed with the U.S. government. Guys, I'm not somebody who says, I'm going to watch somebody and because Trump is president, I'm excited. I'm excited because I like Trump because he taught me a lot before he became president from a business standpoint in retail, the tax code, understanding real estate, understanding how to actually succeed in a business. And as I was growing up, I watched him take a couple $100 million business and turn it into several billion. So like, you know, I'm not excited about him being president, so to say. I am because I like listening to him talk and I think it makes more entertainment. But I also see what's going on. They're using Trump to bring us into the digital era and make it an easier transition. So we got to be out ahead of it. We've got to be out ahead of it. You think if Harris was elected and she tried to do the same thing Trump is right now, everybody'd be happy and clean? No. So you have to have the right face for the right situation. That's why Biden was in office for 4 years, because they figured, hey, can't have Trump in there for the next 4 because it's going to go down the same way. It's already built in. The president can't do anything about it, so we'll bring him back in 4 years. Let the country stew. Let them think that they got this great reawakening and they had this great victory when that they didn't. And then we're just going to bring in the digital era, and we're going to bring in the mark, and we're going to make it to where you have to have a chip to buy and sell by the year 2032 or 2028. I don't know which one, but I do know we have a 5-year signal right now. So that means it's 2029. So it was somewhere in between where I thought. It's just coming quicker than I was hoping. So they gave us our 5-year warning. They have to warn you. And they said the Bitcoin reserve will be built in 5 years, which means you've got 5 years in crypto. If you don't believe me, that's fine. But I've watched these cycles before in the tech sector. I've watched it in the oil sector, in the commodity sector. So I have, Ming, but I don't know what to think of it. I don't even know if it's real or not. I hope not. Somebody sent me it in my email a few days ago. I didn't look into it any farther, but no, I know the mark of the beast is no joke because it's in my Bible. Exactly like this. And unfortunately or fortunately, we're living in this time period. We're living in the time of the Great Awakening, and there's nothing you can do about it. We can only try to plan for it and try to stay ahead. Holy shit. ICP will be added to my chart because that is one that I have serious passion on. I did not hear about that. That's why I love doing this show. You guys have no idea how much I love doing this. I remember we talked about ICP Somebody wanted me to buy it a few days ago, and I said, not when it's way up here. I can't advise it. Now we're getting somewhere. Look at this. See why I am the way I am? As much as I knew I missed out, I said, I'm going to wait until it has to do what it needs to do. By the way, have you ever seen a bigger come down than what Derek Plaza did? I love Derek. I love that guy. He was like me. He was the epitome of me in the crypto market in 2021 and 2022. But then he changed everything. I told you, not everybody you see in front of you does the same thing after every cycle. Some people switch what they do just to be around for a cycle in crypto. And then they'll switch to the next hot thing. That's not me. I'm here for a reason. Looks like he's happy, though, so I'm happy for him. I still comment, and I'm very passionate about his channel, but it's just different now. He's not a crypto analyst anymore. He's, I don't know what he is. A vlogger? A vlogger? I don't know. Let's see. And like, just for anybody else who's trying to go that route, it's probably a better idea to start a new channel because you're going to be stuck in the algorithm with the crypto stuff. It's never. So, oh man. Oh man, while we're all worried about the market, look at this. Who sent me this? Absolutely, Sam. See, when I come on right now and I'm telling you the bullish and the bearish, it's so that you can be open and honest with yourself. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. If I come on here and I'm not worried, you shouldn't be worried. But when I come out here and I also say, hey, at least have this in your mind in case it were to break down, just have it in your mind. I know it is sold, Jeffy. I can't freaking wait. That's why, in a way, I don't mind a Christmas Day dump because I know this is getting everybody out. I'm glad I got through all that stuff in the first half hour so I could just be me in the last half hour. I don't like talking like that like I used to in 21. I don't like being blunt like that, but sometimes I have to. XRPH is wait a minute. Real quick, who sent this one? Who told me ICP had that news today? Or that they, in the last couple of days. I like all times too, but I also believe in the power of togetherness. By being kind and courteous and being with that positivity, it helps, I think it helps more people resonate. Wales, Josie Wales sent this. Okay. So technically you're looking at $9.25 because we back tested this very nicely. Was that XRP Broska made in? Excellent. XRP Broska, thank you so much for tuning in, my brother. Always love seeing your name. Always love seeing your name in here. And for the Ohio State fans in the audience, congratulations on that ass whooping of the SEC last night. Some people think I'm the worst Michigan fan because I root for Ohio State in the playoff. Because I want the Big Ten to win championships. But my own opinion is, yeah, we beat Ohio State, but we weren't good enough this year. Otherwise, we'd be where Ohio State is. So I'm not going to hate on them just because our team sucked this year. You hear what I'm saying? So I root for Ohio State to win this whole. So right now I'm rooting for Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State. Oregon, even if they weren't in the Big Ten, because my aunt who passed away a few years ago, Aunt Paula, rest in peace, she moved out to Oregon when I was younger and stayed there her next 4 decades of life. Or 3 decades. And I've always loved them. Try being an Iowa fan. I kind of was an Iowa fan as a Michigan fan for about 15 years until we finally broke through the last 3 years before this year. I don't like the fact that Oregon has to play OSU in the quarterfinals. That's a job if I've ever seen it. Look at Penn State's route. Why are they having a more favorable route than Oregon or Ohio State, for that matter? If you want to be honest, Ohio State probably should have played SMU and had that bracket because they beat Penn State. I'm just being honest. Penn State doesn't deserve that easy road. Although I'm glad they got it because it's the only way he can win. He wasn't beating Tennessee, James Franklin, and I like him as a coach, and he needed a big win. Oregon. I still say Oregon. I'm from Michigan. What do I know? I'm just a jackass. Bama got hosed. No, they didn't. They lost to Vanderbilt. Sorry. Can't do that. They lost to a 6-6 Oklahoma team. Can't do it. They also had 3 losses. Can't happen in that fucking pathetic conference. Sorry, but that was the most overrated conference this year. Look how the SEC's second best team got washed by Ohio State. Can't have it. Yes, Monday's going to be lit. The day before Christmas Eve. They slid it in there, the SEC court date. You are 100% right about that. So ICP, you're looking for a targeted buy zone around $9.20. That is where the back test happened, and it hit it once. Yeah, if you're a Tennessee fan, they definitely let you down big time. Hi, Michaela. Your mom and Mimi are just finishing shopping.
Yeah, Mom called me.
Oh, she did? Oh. About your numbers? Or just about shopping?
For shopping.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to end this. I've been on for an hour and 5 minutes, and I got stuff to do. I got to go check on my son and things like that. So, just pay attention to the stuff we've talked about. XRP Healthcare, somebody asked where the best spot would be. It's tough. It's tough because we're below the uptrend, but we are still on the stationary. We're on a nice consolidation, so you're really looking around 12.2 cents if you can get it around there, assuming we hold this consolidation. So, but you know, we've got to be honest with ourselves about where we're at right now. We're not at 1.7 or 2 cents on XRP Healthcare, but I just feel like when we get into January, all this, we're just going to smile. We just got to get through these rough times. So I appreciate all of you. We'll meet back together soon, and have a blessed and safe Sunday. Don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus.